Hello everyone, hope you are doing great, and in this video we are going to see how to transfer the data between two pages using global variables. So let's move forward. So for this, what we can do is let's create a new page, and what we are going to do is we are going to whenever I am going to click on any item over here, it is going to open a new page and show me the data which is iterated inside this list. So let me just create a simple UI for it and just create a big rectangle, a simple square, and a text. Let's give it poppins. So yeah, so what we are going to do is we are let's do this using Blup Lightning. Let's go to page number 6. It is already open, and what we have to do is we have to create a logic which is going to do this. Whenever I will click on this item, it is going to move us to the page number 7. I think it is page number 7. Yep, this new one. So okay, so for that what we are going to do is we are going to use this. This is the image, rectangle which is behind the rectangle which is the downwards, which is behind one. So let's call page navigator. And what we have to do is we have to run it on click of the item, and we have to call the page 7. So this is what it is going to do. So now to populate all the data that is over here in this item, what we have to do is what we can do is first of all we have to pass in the index inside this rectangle so that we can access it whenever the on click is pressed. So what we are going to do is we are going to put this extra data, so the current index inside the extra data, so that we can access it on the click, and we will have that index for it. If let's say I click on this first one, then I will get a 0 index. If I will click on the second one, then I will get the 1 index. Index starts from 0 and goes forward in the positive integer format. Okay, so I have passed in the current index inside this thing, inside rectangle. So what I'm going to do is I have to access that index whenever I will click on this rectangle. So by using on rect default prop update, it will give me this extra data whenever I will need it. So now what we can do is, okay, so let's call the strings. The data is in 3 strings, so let's keep 2 strings. One is for the image URL, and second is the name, full name. So second is, let's call 2 strings for it. Let's use string 1 for the image and second one for the full name of the person. So what we have to do is we have to make me global. We have to press this to make it a global variable. We don't need to call set state. We can just remove that thing. And now what we can do is we can just directly pass it over here. We are going to say that on the click it is going to run and take the value inside itself. So let me just run it from here. For both of these variables, now we have to input the string that we have to access on the second page. So for that we already have the index. So what we are going to do is let's call one more element at And this list, we are going to get it directly from the Blup sheets that we have already seen. So I'm going to put it inside this image clusters.image. So it is over here, and it requires an index. For that index, let's get this index from here, extra data, which we have already passed into it. And then we will receive this item, and boom, just pass it inside this thing. So it is receiving the string. Let's call one more element at, and same goes for it. We just have to connect it with the name string, name data, clusters.name, and we have to pass an index. Take this, pass it inside this extra data, and we have this item, and pass it into the string too. So that's basically it, what we need. So okay, so we have created this thing. So now what we have to do is we have to populate that data inside over here. So what we are going to do is edit in Blup Lightning. Let's call all the rectangles. This is the second rectangle, and this is the text. So let's put the data inside them. So to get the data from that different page, we have to call get global var. And as you can see, we already have the page 6, and we have string 1 and 2 over here. So string 1, as we have discussed, it has the image URL. So what we have to do is we have to just take this thing and pass it inside the file path. And similarly for this, we have to just take it and pass it inside this thing. And for the name, let's call one more global var. It is inside the second string. Take this output and pass it inside the text. And basically this is it. So we have this thing. So now what we have to do is we have to call this for the page 6. We have already done that. And then that page 6 is going to, on the click of this rectangle, it is going to open the page 7, and we have already populated these global variables which are going to be accessible from the page 7. So let's hot reload it, and now let's open it up. We are over here. We have David Lee. Whenever I will click on it, it will show me David Lee. And when I will go and click over here, Bell David, then it is going to show me Bell David. So over here we are using the where clause. So we don't need it right now. So if we don't need it, we can just remove it from here. So just hot reload, as it is called from init state, so it is not going to update it. So let's press back, let's open it up again. We have all this data, and now if I want to access this data, I just have to press it over here, and then boom, we have the data on the second screen, as you can see. So this is basically it, and thank you guys for joining us in this video, and let me know in the comments if you have any queries. I would be happy to help, and bye bye, see you in the next video.
For myself till it was all